Good morning.
Morning.
It is Thursday. It's December the 20th. That's actually scary to think.
I know.
Not just where December has gone, but where the year has gone, lads.
I know.
Mad stuff. The weather, it's actually not bad. It's kind of clear this morning. It's dry. It's drying up, and we're going to see dry spells for the most part this morning. Few showers in places today, all right, in some parts into the afternoon, but not as bad as it's been for the last 2 or 3 days. And we'll see temperatures of about 7 to 10 degrees, all right, so not bad.
No, not too cold at
No,
all.
it's grand.
No, it's nice.
Grand
How are you today?
Do you know what? I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm starting to get a bit of a sore throat.
Oh no,
Small
okay.
bit. I can feel a little bit twingy, all right?
Yeah.
I was doing an ad voiceover yesterday with Alan, and I could feel it starting to go a little bit, so I don't know.
Everyone has it.
Yeah.
Not everyone.
Well,
a lot of people have it.
You have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit sort of, but I'm grand, sorry, I'm good.
That's good. Some of the top trends that you're waking to this Thursday morning. RT Investigates is trending. They had a programme about travellers' lives last night. One of the things that came up was housing accommodation for travellers, so a lot of reactions to that on Twitter this morning. Jeremy Corbyn and Theresa May had a bit of a fight yesterday in the House of Commons during Prime Minister's questions. I don't know much about Jeremy Corbyn. He strikes me as a desperate dope altogether. But apparently, he's been accused of calling her a stupid woman, muttering it under his breath. But he says he didn't say stupid woman. He said stupid people, which looks very different. It'll be easily analysed, the lip reading on that. You go, say stupid woman first. Stupid woman, yeah. No, I'd tell the difference. I definitely know if you were muttering that to me.
To be honest with you, there's war over this, and they're saying, he's been accused of being sexist and this, that, and the other. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he should have said it, but I didn't realise that by calling somebody a stupid woman or a stupid man or whatever.
I think I don't think anybody would say stupid man.
Possibly,
you know what I mean?
yeah. No, I agree there. It's
gobshite, fool, twit.
And the funny thing is, had he said, "God, you're an awful gobshite," people would have gone. No one would have. Yeah, you're right.
I think there's something in it, because I think there's this this notion now that she's being picked on, she's being ganged up on. And if he said that, he's a dope. He's a dope. He's already a dope in my book, but anyway, he's worse now. Arsenal versus Tottenham is also trending. Spurs won 2-0 last night. One of the talking points coming out of that match is that Dele Alli was hit with a bottle.
Some shot.
My God, he's okay though.
He's okay.
He's okay.
I assume it was. I mean, I saw the clip for this morning. I assume it was a plastic bottle because you can't have gas inside. But it did hit him in the side of the head, and then he turned out. He obviously confronted. Well, he tried to confront whoever it was. The players calmed it all down, and then what he said was, and in fairness, I actually agree. You can say that he was inciting the crowd all you like. He turned around to the crowd and he just went 2-0. You lose bags.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll get the crowd going again. But he didn't react by or trying to do anything else. He just did that, and I thought fair play to him.
Yeah, so that's another top trend today.
Papers this morning: radical plan to overhaul electoral register in the Examiner this morning. That's on the front page. The Commission would also combat fake news and regulate political ads. Very difficult to avoid hard border in no deal, says Simon Coveney, and cancer risk linked to false positive test results is also in the Irish Examiner there this morning. The Irish Sun then says he killed my brother, then hugged dad. This is a brutal story. It's about the young man who was murdered in Dublin by his cousin and another guy while he was trying to sell them drugs. He was stabbed in the skull. Stabbed over 20 times, but the guy who has been convicted of his murder, after the murder was committed, he went to the guy's mother's funeral and hugged dad and said, well, obviously after committing this horrendous crime. But it's the details are quite graphic in the papers this morning. And Miss 24 on pupil sex rap is bailed. A 24-year-old teacher who's accused of sleeping with a student has been bailed, according to the Irish Sun there this morning as well. And the Irish Independent then says Gardaí believe that a WhatsApp group is what organised the violent attack in Roscommon. And RSA, this is a ridiculous story. The Road Safety Authority is calling for Ross to remove festive sleigh perched on top of his car. So this is the Minister for Transport and one of his TDs have a giant sleigh kind of roped onto the top of a Jeep that I'm assuming they stand in, and it says Merry Christmas, and Shane Ross's name is all over it and everything else, and they're kind of going, hello, this is very unsafe, you clown. This is the Minister for Transport. I'll show you a picture now later on. It's ridiculous. It's in the papers this morning, you'll see it. But you talk about being safe and everything else. I'd say the RSA looked at this and just kind of like cartoon eyes kind of popped out of their heads and said, are you serious? Anyway, Matt, are you alright?
Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm coughing a bit.
Don't you ever cough on our video again. We'll talk about this after. We'll come off there.
Could be my first time coughing on the video, actually. In what are we on about a year and a half now in the videos?
Yeah, about a year. Yeah, you're spot on, I'd say.
So I think cut me some slack. Bit of coughing now and then.
Yeah, We'll talk about this when we come off later on. Okay, we'll talk about this.
Okay.
Sorry,
Women.
someone else.
They just
Don't listen. She said that, no, not me. Some of the other stuff that people are talking about this morning. So Chris Evans, the broadcaster, apparently announced yesterday on live TV that he's going to be doing Strictly next year.
Okay.
Yeah. When
You're
is
a
that
big
on?
fan of him, right?
I like him, yeah. His books are excellent. He's 2 autobiographies out, and they're excellent. So well worth the read, and it kind of really gives an insight into the mind of Chris Evans. But I was only telling Elaine last week, he's moving from his current job to another job in the UK in January, and he's moving back to Virgin Radio, which he purchased for 96 million quid back in the 90s, and then when he built it up and he got all the profits going, and then he sold it for 280 million. So not bad return there, I think, of the old profits for the bank. But yeah, that's trending this morning. And also, we're only 5 sleeps till Christmas, of course. So I was getting the questions yesterday. You all set? You all set?
Oh, I've been asked so many times now.
And
my answer is always like, look, I'm not the most organised person in the world. You're probably asking the wrong person here if they're all set for Christmas.
Get my coffee. Do you know what I've been telling people? I've been using the phrase that I kind of hate when people use it. Just a few bits, just a few more bits.
Few bits, small bits and pieces.
A few small bits and pieces to get,
like the turkey. And everything, really.
Yeah. Although I was in a butcher's on Halloween weekend getting some bits for the dinner.
Yeah.
And my butcher, I'm calling him my butcher, Terry's Butchers, morning lads. They were telling me that they had orders then for Christmas. I suppose that would make sense.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that they even have orders for confirmations for next year.
Oh yeah, I'd believe it. I passed butchers near me, morning McGuire's. They were open this morning when I was passing.
Go away.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, the lights were all on. The door was open, so I presume they were open. So yeah, busiest time of the year for people like that, of course. Okay, we better leave it. We're on air in a couple of minutes, and you can text here or leave a message here. Or you can text or WhatsApp the show, and that number again is 083 300 3300. Thanks again to everybody who took part in the Radio Kerry Christmas Jumper Day and aided the St Vincent de Paul. I know we got a text in yesterday. Was it Murher National School we were doing theirs yesterday?
Yeah, we were doing theirs yesterday. Yeah.
And thank you to all the guys in Murher and. I think the total is up around 11,200 at the moment.
We were
still going up.
We were on 10.7, I think, yesterday afternoon, and then no sooner than we'd got that total, we were told afterward that we're up over 11 grand, which is amazing.
Brilliant.
That's brilliant. So thanks a million.
And if you did do a Christmas jumper day and you still have the money, you should get it back into that bank account for the St Vincent de Paul. You find all the details on the Radio Kerry website as well. But thank you to people who did take part. I think Andrew and I visited the St Vincent de Paul depot. I think it was over 600 families.
Yeah.
We're going to get a hamper this Christmas to help them out with things. So it's very, very important, and it's all down to you guys. Thank you.
It is. So thank you for that. Right, we'll get the show started. I think you need not only a coffee, but maybe a lemon drink.
Yeah, I've run out of hot lemon drinks.
Hot lemon
May I
drinks.
borrow one? Because Andrew always has them.
Ooh,
There's a little pharmacy there on your desk.
I'd say I probably have one, yeah.
Is it an empty box? There's definitely a box.
If there's a box, then there's one in it.
Cool. You wouldn't be the kind of person who would have an empty box in your desk, would you?
No, but
I would.
Just before we go, funny story. When Brendan Fuller was last off on holiday, Cahill filled in, and Cahill bought the multi-pack. You know, the small little boxes of cereals, where there's like
but he bought the Nestle ones.
That's
really
right.
not for them.
He did. He bought the Nestle ones.
Yeah.
But what he did was, when Brendan came back, Brendan was like, "Oh, he's have to leave me loads of cereal."
Yeah.
Every single box was empty. He emptied all the boxes. Not out of meanness, by the way. We found out then about a month later that Cahill had actually put them in a different drawer and forgot to tell anybody. So the cereals were still there, but we were like, God, he's so tight.
Yeah.
He took the cereal home. He didn't actually.
Let's throw something out there as well. I said we were finishing 2 minutes ago, but anyway, let's throw something out there. Last minute gift ideas.
Oh, actually, yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that in the show today.
I have 2 Secret Santas to get, a guy and a girl. That's all I can say, because obviously things.
What's the price limit on that?
20 quid.
Cool. All right. So if you can help Andrew out with that, like last minute gifts that anybody would like.
Yeah.
What are they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want somebody to kind of say, oh, what's his or her interest? Like something I could get somebody that, regardless of who they are, what they do, or what they're into, they'll go, oh, that's a great idea.
They're just a normal, boring person. What would they like? Okay, we'll go. Okay, and
we'll do the radio show.
Have a great Thursday.
Good luck.
See you soon. Bye.